Hey guys, Darky Bro here. Wait. Yeah. Hey guys, Darky Bro here. Today, I want to say these are some ways you could train your amiibo to be a raid boss. Or just train it to be good, okay? Now, this is a full 2020 way of professionally doing it. I would show how my amiibo is on screen, but I do not have a capture card, so I cannot yet show my amiibo skills. But that is besides the point. You're here to know either how to get a raid boss like Octopus, or just to troll your friends by having an amiibo that's better than them without using Golden Mario. Now, everyone normally goes towards that first thing as, hey, let me use Golden Mario. That's normally the first thing everyone's trying to do. And as well, while that may be good, it's not the best. It's definitely not the best. Windows, what are you doing? But that's not the point. See, you don't want just good. You want, the most likely to be able to take on people online without breaking a sweat. Because all you have to do to counter Golden Mario is to grab them. Because they move at normal speed, yes, and they have armor, but just because they have armor does not make them anywhere immune to grabs. So if you just grab spam them with Incineroar, they die. So being that that's the case, and also being that you also have to pay for a bunch of other stuff in order just to get Golden Mario, it's not exactly the best, most ideal way for people that are like me that don't have money and barely were able to get an amiibo. Now, I have a Link amiibo. Yeah, and I went through I went through a lot of trials and error by going through what Choctopus said, and looking online of how to create the best amiibo. And I recently didn't know it until afterward, when I watched this guy named the Amiibo Doctor. Yes, his name will be on the screen now. So yeah, that Amiibo Doctor, he was clutch because he had a video called 5 reasons you shouldn't put spirits on your amiibo, which originally sounds like this is stupid. Why wouldn't you put spirits on your amiibo? But he explained how if you put spirit, you don't want to put spirits after you've trained your amiibo, because for some reason Nintendo has set it to put a preset stats, which makes no sense. And I've seen this firsthand, because I really didn't believe it until afterward, until I tried using my amiibo when I already put stats on it, or spirits on them after training them. Which means you want to put spirits. The spirits that you're gonna you want them to use before you start training them. Why? Is because I put on my Link amiibo the shooting up, or shooting attack up, weapon attack up, and air attack, because for some reason those Link amiibos really like jumping. They really like jumping. No matter how much I stay on the ground, they just jump. Which is not their fault, it's not my fault, it's just the coding. So being that that's the case, I gave him air attack. I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is the best. And because I trained him for when he was level 40, being able to destroy a level 9, without even being fully leveled, a level 9 version of its own self, a Link, and beating it without even being fully leveled up, and then breaking shields, and, just, I'm not even joking. It broke my own shield, without even having spirits on it. That's all it did. As a level 50 Link amiibo, it broke my shield. Now, normally I'd be like, okay, that's really good, because that means I taught my amiibo that can probably even fight. The amiibos you see on other popular people like Little Z, Alpha Red, Poppet, and all those people. But then that's when I put on the spirits, thinking it's gonna be like the next God Link, which I named it God Link, by the way. And it was a shame. I was so just like distraught when I saw that my Link amiibo was so bad. I mean, so bad that even my friend with no spirits on could almost beat him. Almost with spirits. He had spirits on. Like, you would think, okay, well, if he can break shields, without using spirits, it should be able to break shields and just, like, kill you by touching you. Since if he has no spirits and he's already breaking shields and launching you 10 miles away without spirits, with spirits, that should be the same but better. Incorrect. It actually, not only did he start taunting when I taught him not to taunt at all, which I realized, unless if you're purposely taunting and stuff, and you're like, then it makes sense that your amiibo would taunt too. But if you don't taunt, your amiibo won't taunt at all. Not even level 9 CPUs taunt. And that's even after they kill you sometimes. They might dash dance, but they won't really taunt. At least that's what I've seen. So being that this is the case, the fact that my amiibo started taunting, I was like, okay, that's a little weird, but that should be fine. But then, when he started dying, and then when he hit my friend who blocked, and he was in block string, but still didn't get his shield broken, and had enough shield to block another attack, I knew I had to call it quits. So with that, let me explain the few ways to increase, make your actual amiibo, basically like the next level, probably pro player. All you have to do is first get the spirits you want to train on them. First, that's all you need. For example, me, since I mistakenly, basically wasted those 3 spirits, I have to go get another. I had to put another. When I had to reset my amiibo and then put a shooting attack, weapon attack, and air attack again on my amiibo, and then I should be good again right as I reset it. So it should be level 1 and have amiibos. There's spirits on it, which means that yes, you will have negative stats. This is just to be straightforward. I mean, wait, actually, that's incorrect because you're primary. Yeah, never mind. Forget what I said. You won't have negative stats. Meaning your amiibo will go ahead and start out as a pro, high damaging amiibo. So meaning even when it's level 2, if it touches you, you're gonna take like 30% just because it touched you. So you have to that is a little bit scarier than how I trained it. You might have trained it originally. Meaning, like, you did like me and you trained it to level 50 and then give it spirits. Because at least level 50 doesn't, it doesn't really kill you in one shot. But now you're going to have to train it at level 50 with it learning while it already has the spirits on it. That's pretty simple. Second, always play the amiibo. Or play as the amiibo. Whatever amiibo it is, you have to play that character until at least level 35. That is the best one. People say 30. 30 is not very good because the amiibo can still learn things and combos that you may have not shown or accidental combos. So, 35 is the best. 40 maximum. You have to stop at 40. So, 40 is when you can go ahead and play a different character. If you want a full, amiibo training thing, then it could be wise to just play that character until level 50. Meaning since I have a Link amiibo, if I just want a pretty good, raid boss Link, I would play it till 35 as Link, most likely Dark Link, the Dark Link skin, and that would be that, and I could just stop there and then play other characters while turning learn off. It will still level up and all that, but it will be able to adapt to everyone else. But if I wanted to go for like a 0, Diddy Kong amiibo were like hoo-ha, except make it like a really good Link amiibo, that level, then I would play Link until my amiibo is level 50. Meaning, if you really want a really, really good amiibo, you will play that character until level 50. If you really want them to be the best they can possibly be, level 50. This does mean that you also have to have learn on in this case, because then they can learn basically new combos or whatnot. Which means you might not want to spam attacks, because then they'll probably change their way into the spamming of attacks, since learn would still be on. Once you get to level 50, you will, no matter what, whenever you get to 35, 40, or 50, turn off learn. You turn it off, turn off learn, and then you play other characters. Every other character, by the way. Why? Because chances are, if you're playing it on a tournament or against your friends, they're not gonna pick Link. They'd be stupid if they went up against a Link amiibo and played Link, unless that's their main. And even then, they might change to like Incineroar to try to gimp you, or someone like Richter, which is despisable. But that's not the point. So, yeah, what you want to do is you want to make sure if you play every character versus your Link, and make sure it's set to 10 stocks, giving him enough time to, or her, because we don't gender, or it, because no gender racism, but, but yeah, so then after you played every character, and for characters you don't know how to play, like Sheik, or, Zelda, which in my case, I can play Zelda, but, some people can't, or in my case, Olimar, which I can't play, even if I wanted to. You just put a level 9 CPU and have it fight your amiibo. Next is you want to then pick every character that can cheap, meaning you want to make sure you pick an Ike. Even if you don't know how to play him, jump off the stage and up B, but make sure you're close enough to edge to see how many times you can spike your amiibo. Most likely, after they get spiked a few times, they will be like, that's dumb, and then they'll just stop you from doing it. Then once that's happened, mission complete, you fight them as hard as you can afterward, even if you don't know how to play that character, and then you die probably, and then, or win, and if you win, you have to keep going until you lose. While you're tryharding. So yeah. So if you can try hard and still lose, even if you didn't know how to play the character, then that means you can go on to the next character. For example, if you're gonna go, then you might want to go King K. Rool, try the Sucking Cuck, and make sure that they don't, survive. Your amiibo can survive it, or just say no and mash out. And you want to do things that you think your friends can like cheap them with. So like you might want to try the Pikachu or Pichu and try to doing that Thunder Spike or combo. If you really can't do that, then that's unfortunate. You better hope your friend or someone in the tournament can't do it as well. But I would try to do a Thunder Spike just to test them and try spiking them. In general, just try spiking them as any character with however people normally spike them as. And then just try doing things that like you think other people would do. So like pick Richter, start spamming side B, up B, down B, like just B. Just spam all the Bs. And then see how your amiibo responds to that. And if once they can counter that and beat you, then that is a good job well done there. And once you've gone through all of those scenarios, your amiibo is now 75% of the way done. Okay, now you just gotta make sure that your stats are exactly how you want, okay? So you want to make sure that you're the little thing like enthusiastic or whatever is whatever you want. I would prefer if you want them to be killing people, then I'd prefer that you'd probably put aggressive, enthusiastic, thrill seeker, or daredevil. All four of these are really good. Daredevil is like they're gonna go for the risky plays, which means that they're most likely gonna go for like off stage and try to murder people. This is wise and unwise depending on the character, meaning you don't want to give this to a Donkey Kong or a Little Mac and have them run off stage when their recovery is actual trash. You don't want that. But for me, since I have a Link amiibo that has a pretty okay, reasonable recovery range and has pretty good hops. I mean, he's got that Michael Jordan hops, but that's not the point. Then I would probably go with Daredevil. Or if you got like Samus, Snake, something like that. Especially if you got like a Pit amiibo or like Rob. Those are really good Daredevils because they can recover anyways and you don't have to worry about it. Like Joker or Hero. So those people you don't have to worry, but that's because they actually have a good recovery. But if they don't have a good recovery, you don't want to do this. You just don't. This is a warning because if you do, and then you're wondering why your Pichu just suicided because it couldn't get the angle after spiking their opponent, that's your fault. Because then people are going to see that and then be like, okay, I just got to make sure I live one of these 3 times it comes off stage, and it will kill itself as long as I'm really low. So basically, all you have to do is pick Sephiroth, jump off the stage, let the amiibo come to you that has bad recovery, and then up B, or wait until they do their thing, and then up B all the way to the ledge, and then you win. Or be Pit and then just use your up B and get to the ledge, and then you win. And then your amiibo dies while they're laughing at you. Exactly. So that being the case, you don't want that. So therefore, you might want to be careful with that and choose just aggressive or a thrill seeker if they have bad recovery. Because aggressive means they'll come after you, but they won't really jump off the stage unless they know that they're a distance within recovering after doing whatever they're going to do. So basically, they get galaxy brain, calculate what would happen if they try to forward aerial you off the stage, and then if they realize, hey, I'm safe, they'll go for it, and that will all happen within basically a nanosecond. Great, you got that? You done with that? Now, here's some optional things to increase even better it, but also just kind of test it. And that is to send your amiibo on a journey. Now, you could do that, and it will fight other amiibos, but knowing this is probably really risky because you could be letting someone in on your basically godlike amiibo, and then their amiibo learns from your godlike amiibo by having their rule set in 99 stocks or 20 stocks, and then you're basically training their amiibo to be a god, and now you just got people training other people's amiibo to be legendary assaults to the point where no one wants to use anything but their amiibo. Or they'll just ban straight up amiibos from everything. Now that you could do that if you really want to see it can learn things possibly from other types of amiibos, because some people might have a spammy amiibo and it might be good for them, but if your amiibo will try to counterpick them. Well, not counterpick, counterplay. Yeah, counterplay. If your amiibo can counterplay their spammy amiibo, then that's really good, because that means you've done your job. You could do that. Now, the second thing you could try after doing that, or not doing that, is going into Smash, and then going into regular Smash game, except putting it onto team battles, and having 2 level 9 CPUs of the same character as the amiibo, and make them fight the amiibo. If the level 9 CPUs prevail, depending on how many stocks you give them, meaning I normally do 3 and 3 stocks, so that means 2 amiibo, the 2 CPUs would have 6 stocks combined, and the amiibo would have 3. Then if the amiibo wins, then you know your amiibo is set, they're literally set. You can try it again with other types of characters, but if your amiibo can fight 2 level 9 versions of itself, then that means it's really good. Okay, if it can't, then that doesn't mean it's bad. It just, you need to see how many stocks it took. Meaning, even when my Link amiibo is bad, it took 1 stock or did massive damage to both Links, even when both level 9 Link amiibo, CPUs. So, being that it only did, maybe 1 stock at max, that's how I know it's it's kind of bad, because it should be able to take out at least 2 or 3 stocks from either one or both of them. And if it can kill them, that means it's set. It's just set. but it's not right now, so that's unfortunate for me. But you can avoid this fate by testing it, and then just keep retesting it, because as long as you don't have learn on, it will try to basically your amiibo will try to still change its style to better suit fighting two opponents at once, especially two of its same opponents. And eventually you might even beat the two level 9 CPUs that were your same as your amiibo. And if that happens, like I said, you're set. You can basically go bully your friend in his amiibos, because he or she or it is probably not going to understand. They're going to be like, whoa, how are you so powerful? And then you can be like, hey, I'm not telling, you know? So you can just do that. Now, there's one last thing, and that is, if you have multiple amiibos, make them team up and fight your best amiibo. This will help kind of gauge how good the amiibos are, and then you can do a 1v1 to see which one did the most work. Meaning, whichever does the best is probably the one that did the most work in the tag team. So you can really test your now super good amiibo against these, other amiibos, and then see how that works. Which, I mean, I personally think it would be a pretty good idea. And that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. Since when I get my amiibo finally resetted and good and all, I'm gonna see if we can take on 2 Link amiibos, or not amiibos, 2 Link CPUs, and see if it's good. And then try to see if I can fight other CPUs, like my friend's amiibos in Cineroar, Sands, and stuff. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, because maybe this helped you, maybe it didn't. I hope I tried to help. This is all my advice after failing 7 times, 7, because I never realized that putting spirits on an amiibo would make it, different. Not to mention, I also was just bad at playing Link. I mean, I picked Link because I just kind of like Link, but I'm not very good with him. Yeah, and this is also, yeah, like if you can click off right now, but yeah, I'm also might be doing a tournament between them. A bunch of amiibos, and seeing which one is the best, like an actual tourney. When we get a certain amount of amiibos, of course, we need like a few, and then it will grow as numbers. If you want me to do that, leave a like on this video, or if this helped you, leave a like, and yeah, you can comment or not. Subscribe, and goodbye.